Before we can learn how to divide polynomials, let's have a quick review of how we divide numbers. For a lot of us, it's kind of been a long time since we did this longhand, and we might need a reminder. So let's suppose for a moment that we want to divide 21 into 485. And we set up the division bracket that way, with the number we're dividing by outside and the number we're dividing into inside. So there are lots of ways we could go about this, but my fourth grade teacher said, look at the first digits. We want to think, what is 4 divided by 2? And we can do that in our head. That's 2. So 2 goes into 4 twice. The first digit of our answer is going to be a 2. And now we multiply 2 times 21. That's 42. We're just doubling it here. We write that underneath. And now we subtract. 48 minus 42 is 6. And we bring down the next digit, which is 5. And now we just repeat that process. We look at the first digits. We're going to say 2 goes into 6, right? So 6 divided by 2 is 3. Our guess is that 21 goes into 65 3 times, and then 3 times 21 is 63. We subtract. 65 minus 63 is 2. And now we're out of digits to bring down. So the last thing we do is to say that we have 2 left over. In other words, we have a remainder of 2. So that's the basic process of long division for numbers. And there are things that can go wrong with numbers that we're not going to go into because it turns out they don't go wrong with polynomials. The basic process is first we divide into just enough digits. We multiply by the digit we just wrote. We subtract that product from the digits that we used. And then we bring down the next digit. And again, there are things that can go wrong in these steps just because when we're doing arithmetic with numbers, we sometimes have to deal with borrowing and carrying and all that fun stuff. But that's the basic process. Each of the numbers in the division problem has a name. The number we're dividing by is called the divisor. The number we're dividing into is called the dividend. So the divisor is what does the divising. So it has this OR, right? It's the one acting. And then the dividend is what gets divided. And it has this end suffix. The result of the division is called the quotient. And then the last number, what was left over, is called the remainder. It looks like that's a typo in my lecture guide. That should have been 2 is the remainder. Now, we can actually check the results of this by doing some more arithmetic. When we say that 485 divided by 21 gives us 23, remainder 2. That means 485 is 21 times 23 plus an extra 2. And we can actually check that by punching it in on the calculator. So 21 times 23 plus 2 really does give us 485. So that's how we understand that division with remainder. Thinking of division with remainder in this way is going to turn out to be useful to us later on. Now that we've reviewed how we do this when we're just working with numbers, let's turn our attention to how we do it with polynomials.